Hello, people. It's October 2nd right now, but I'll be wrapping up my September school update video. And we last left off on September 7th, I believe. And speaking of September 7th, it's my birthday. It's Walter White's birthday. And I had a Russian meal, a Slavic meal. More Slavic than Russian because it includes, Ukrainian food, Armenian food. We had Armenian uh, lamb chops, Armenian lamb chops. We had a pierogi, of course, which are the Russian dumplings. We had the borscht. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's the Ukrainian national dish. And we also had a lot of things, a lot of awesome things. But yeah, it was a memorable meal, and I love it. But anyway, let's get back to school. So, yeah, did I mention this last time? But on September 7th, after school, I was gonna hand in my chemistry homework outside the staff room, and then Mary and the bunch of girls were outside the staff room, and I tried to act natural, not like I have crushes on them or anything, but given what happened in the past. Yeah, I think I've told you this. September 10th, happy birthday to Cedric. Cedric was at Perth, Scotland, UK at that point, so I couldn't say happy birthday to him face to face. And yep. In the class, in chemistry class, I was doing biology homework, and my chemistry teacher saw it and took it and gave it to my biology teacher directly. On September 11th, happy birthday to Jordana. Okay. Yeah, what happened on this day is really unfortunate. So in the morning, I waited at the bus stop for the buses that I used to take to school, but they went away. They didn't even stop. Well, they kind of did, but I didn't go up onto the buses because they were completely full. They were crowded with people. So I waited for the next bus, the next shift, and turns out it was too late. So yes, they were crowded. I didn't go up onto those buses that I used to take. So, I guess I didn't go up onto the bus at the time that I'm supposed to. I took the next shift. And that's why I was late to school again. And like, we were allowed to go to school without being late before 8:05 a.m. So I really looked at my phone. I looked up. I went to the internet. Why am I stuttering? Why? Okay, yeah, anyway. I was looking at the clock. I was looking at the standard time, and I was super stressed. My heart was pumping. I was breathing rapidly. I was super scared. And it was 8:04. No, it was 8:03. And the bus was one turn away from the school, from the bus stop, and then from the bus stop I can run to the school within 30 seconds, okay? So it was 8:03, 2 minutes. And then suddenly, there was a truck in front of the bus. So the bus cannot go through when the traffic light turned green. So the bus literally took 30 seconds to back up and move to another lane so that, it could continue. And by the time it stops at the bus stop, it was already 8:04, 40 seconds. And I was super stressed. My heart was pumping so fast. I almost wanted to tell the bus driver to drop me off ASAP, but I didn't because I didn't have the balls. So it was 20 seconds. It was 20 seconds left before I'm going to be late again. The bus door opened, and there were still people in front of me blocking me, and they were walking so slowly. So when these people dissipated, I don't know why, but I just blasted. And I didn't even care. I didn't even feel tired or anything because it was the fucking adrenaline, but I just blasted. And it was like I was running. I don't even know how fast I was, but it was the fastest that I had been in a few years. And I was really fast. I could kind of see the people around me looking at me, but I didn't even care. I could hear my footsteps being so loud because it was bam, 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 bam. And as I ran across the road, it was red light, and there was a giant bus. And I let the bus go. I was about to crash into the bus, but I didn't. I let the bus go, and then I blasted. I ran towards school. And then in the school gate, there was a prefect. If you don't know what a prefect is, they're basically school police. They're students, but they're also school police. And this prefect, he told me to stop running because I was already late. It was already 8:05. And Jordana was there. It was her birthday. And Jordana was like, "Why are you late?" And I couldn't even speak. I was breathing too rapidly. My lungs were in so much pain, and I couldn't talk. I told myself, fuck it. And it was so much pain, okay? I was breathing so rapidly. My lungs were in so much pain. I was so tired that I had trouble breathing. I had trouble swallowing saliva. I wanted to throw up, but I didn't. I almost actually did throw up. It was really painful. September 12th, instead of taking the usual bus, I took the fast bus. Because, Sandra, she also waits for her bus in the same bus stop as me. So, she took a bus, she aborted a bus later than I did, but she took the fast bus, so she was not late on the previous day. So I followed her advice and took a different bus. Alright, I got messages. Anyway, September 12th, I had chemistry test, and I sat beside Jordana, and Jordana was really fast. She was flickering through the papers like this, and every time she flickers through one piece of paper, one page, I get more tense. I have more pressure. I feel more stressed. And, also on a side note, I still think people disrespect me and laugh at me. Yes. Also, on another news, Nick said Jennifer and Keith broke up. Damn. Because Nick and Jennifer are in the same tuition class outside of school, and he took a peek at her WhatsApp messages and saw that Jennifer and Keith had potentially broke up. And by the way, Jennifer is in a different form now because her academic results are pretty bad, so she stayed at 10th grade while everyone upgraded to 11th grade. September 13th, I saw Mary and Caroline in the morning, and they were in front of me, and Oliver, and by the way, we have this school cabinet thing, Natalie's school cabinet, and another girl in our class also has a cabinet. If you don't know what a cabinet is, they are basically like political parties. So they are basically the student government of the school, and we can actually vote for them. So Natalie runs a cabinet, and another girl in our class runs another cabinet, and they both were promoting their stuff, holding up signs on the ground floor, and Oliver was there because Oliver was in a student cabinet, and Mary and Caroline joined him. And it's kind of awkward every time, I sit beside Jordana. Every time I put up my right leg onto my left leg, Jordana was like, "Put it down, please." And that happened for 3 times. And, yeah. I guess Jordana has a little OCD, I guess. Or maybe a severe OCD, who knows. But on September 14th, during English dictation, which is like, I really don't want to explain everything to, if you're American and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, whatever, look it up in Google, okay? Dictation, it's like a quiz, okay? But the teacher gives you a piece of paper. You need to write down whatever you remember, write down words and all that. And Hong Kong sucks at English, okay? And we need to spell out the term mozzarella cheese, okay? And me, sir, of course, I don't speak Italian, and I'm not a huge food person, so I spelled mozzarella cheese Mozarella. I missed a Z. And when Jordana saw it, because we needed to, switch up our dictation so that we could mark each other's work, she added a Z for me. So she cheated for me. So that's pretty cool. Maths class. We need to take a maths class or math class, whatever. Math class in another classroom, 5B. We were in 5A classroom. I was in 5A. It's our base, it's our default classroom, and we needed to go to 5B to study maths because we are in another class, okay? I am in maths CP, basic maths. And so in 5B, originally Cedric was in 4B, so if he hadn't gone to Scotland, he would have been in 5B. So I went to 5B, and somebody pulled out, there's a teacher's desk in front of all the student desks, right? So a person pulled out a drawer out of the teacher's desk, and I saw Cedric's notebook in there. So I took it, and nobody even cared. He's my friend, and he's probably my closest friend. And that property, I'm gonna keep it, and I'll give it to him if he ever comes back. On another side note, after school we have an additional tutorial class, and it's very lighthearted because it's one teacher and around 8-9 students, and we were all having fun and all that because the teacher wasn't that strict. So we get to play music, and like people like Oliver, they played songs like Maroon 5, Girls Like You, Chainsmokers, Sick Boy, and that Calvin Harris song. Yeah, trash. So I decided to play music that I like. Death Grips, Hacker, Baroness, Shock Me, Ghost, Square Hammer, Gorillaz, Feel Good Inc., Denzel Curry, Black Balloons, Travis Scott, Sicko Mode, Kanye West, Black Skinhead, and Against All Logic, City Fade. They are all party bangers, which are catchy and accessible. And and after that, I and Leo and Pink, we met up with Natalie and Christopher in KFC. We talked. I was quiet. I didn't talk much because they wouldn't value my opinions anyway. But after that, I and Natalie and Christopher, we took a bus back home, and it was already nighttime. The sun was set, and it was around, I guess, 7 p.m. And I showed the memes that I made to Christopher, and he had a good laugh. By the way, we three live in the same district. Alright, September 19th, here we go. Alright, so we were supposed to go to school on September 17th and 18th, but they were both canceled because there was this huge typhoon in Hong Kong. Oh, it's like hurricane, but it's Asian. Yeah, typhoon, and everything's broken and all that. All the trees are on the ground. It's crazy. And September 19th, it was already Wednesday. And originally, we were supposed to have a Chinese dictation on Monday, but we didn't have school on Monday. And nobody told us that the dictation is postponed on Wednesday, because usually in that day, our Chinese teacher wouldn't give us any dictation because it's a special class, a special lesson. But suddenly, he decided to give us the dictation. So we were all fucked, and like 2/3 of the class got 0 out of 100 for that dictation, including me, of course. And again, during maths class, I was in 5B again. Cedric was in that class as well. Cedric came up to me and told me, please stop using me as a meme. And he said it to me in a respectful way. So I nodded and smiled because that was unexpected. I don't know Cedric. Not Cedric. Tyrus. I don't know Tyrus like that. So, yeah. So, basically, I won. I won the meme war, okay? I memed him so much so that I won. It's a small victory, and I like it. September 20th, my chemistry book disappeared, and no one could have taken it, so it's real weird. And there's this feud, of course, between these two cabinets, political parties. They're like political parties, but again, they're cabinets. Natalie... Okay, by the way, they're not divided by political thoughts. They're divided by friendship. Not friendship, actually. You know what? They're divided for no reason. It's different, okay? It's different. It's different than, electing a president or whatnot. Yeah, anyway, September 21st, we're speeding through September because the first day of September sucks ass, but the rest is, I guess it's still kind of sad, but not that bad. Alright, so apparently a girl has my book. By the way, not like they were in a war, the two cabinets, not like they were in a war. They were all still pretty friends to each other, pretty much friends to each other. But yeah, they had a debate on that day because every cabinet needs to have, every cabinet election needs to hold a debate before the voting process. So there's a debate, and both cabinets were really trashy, and there was this Q&A session, and we get to write questions. And I wrote a question to Natalie's cabinet for fun, for trolling, of course. And Natalie had an idea, like Minecraft competition and all that. Dude, we are in high school. Minecraft is cringy in high school, okay? At least to all of us. It's for kids. So I wrote, how does the Minecraft competition improve our development, our mental development in Chinese? Like a troll. Alright, September 24th. I had a lot of homework. I did them all in high speed. And after that, we voted on that morning, and they were counting the votes after school. So, originally we thought the opposing cabinet would win. Like, the opposing cabinet of Natalie. You know what? I'm just going to tell you their names. Natalie's cabinet is called Untitled, and their opposing cabinet is called Genesis. By the way, Natalie totally stole Untitled from me. I told Natalie that it would be amazing if there was a secret society that includes me, her, Jordana, Cedric, Queenie, Mary, Linda, Jeffrey, Tyrus, and and it would be awesome. So I would call that cabinet, I would call that secret team Untitled, because we don't give a fuck about names anymore. So we are Team Untitled, literally. And Natalie literally plagiarized my idea and called her own cabinet Untitled. So I'll sue her. Just kidding. And of course, on that morning, I voted for Untitled because I kind of support Natalie. I kind of do. And turns out, Untitled won. Like, obviously, Untitled is slightly shittier than Genesis, but whatever. Untitled won, and Genesis was kind of mad, and they were making fun of Natalie's Minecraft competition idea. September 26th, I finished up my final edits of my first official short film. I posted a clip of it onto Instagram, but not many people liked it. Not many people even viewed it, which was strange, because if they did, of course I want people to watch my shit. But one of them actually did, and he told me that I'm good at editing. I'm really good at editing. And I said thank you, and I'm happy. You know, at least I got some positive feedback. And of course, on that day, we have another Chinese dictation, number 2. Oh yeah, by the way, 2 days later, right now in the present day, we'll have Chinese dictation number 3 and Chinese test number 3. But on September 26th, we have Chinese dictation number 2, biology quiz number 2 or 3. And then on the next day, we will have chemistry test, school-based assessment test, where we do an experiment, more like we set up a standard solution, and we will also have maths quiz, the second one, I think. But yeah, gosh darn. And I'm beginning to feel like Harry and Jordana has some emotions. I don't know why, but Jordana has shit taste in men. September 27th, Gary's last stance. Gary was about to leave school. Cedric left. Flynn left. Now Gary is leaving to Australia. I forgot what city was he going to. Not Sydney. But yeah, Gary was leaving to Australia, and he gave us, some, he told us to sign on his friggin' science experiment coat, chemistry experiment coat, and I didn't. I signed at the end. Yeah, I signed at the end because he kind of forced me to. And also, I felt kind of sad that day because I saw Bernice and Jeffrey being totally fine. It was raining that day, and Bernice returned Jeffrey's umbrella to him. And I saw Tyrus talking to Edward as if he doesn't hate anyone, as if Tyrus doesn't hate anyone. I saw Mary and Linda having a nice life, having nice lives, but I'm still here, slowly suffering, slowly dying, and nobody cared. On sports class, on PE class, it's not even my fault, okay? Like in our house, in my apartment, not a house, in my apartment, there was a shoe cabinet, a shoe cupboard, not cupboard, shoe cabinet, cupboard, whatever. And my maid, she mixed up the shoes. So I took the wrong pair of shoes. I took 2 shoes, but both of them are also left leg. So I had to borrow someone else's shoes. And Natalie and Christopher told me a secret that Edward has a crush on Anne. Which isn't really a big surprise. But then I also think that Christopher and Natalie have feelings for each other. Because if you don't know this, Christopher grabbed Natalie's tits. Well, Natalie wasn't naked then, but grabbed it through the clothes behind her, and Natalie didn't mind it. And it happened in summer, so yeah. And during recess, Mary walked into the 5A classroom, and I was aware of it, even though nothing happened. Yeah, seeing Mary exist makes me feel sad. Not like I hate her, but reminds me of what happens in the past, and comparing what happened in the past to what's happening now, I feel incredibly sorrowful. During lunchtime, I and Nick got rejected by the fucking boys again. Leo was talking to me and Nick, and Tom was like, "Don't talk to these idiots. Are you one of them? Are you one of the idiots? Don't talk to them if you're not an idiot." So basically, Tom told Leo that I and Nick are idiots, and not in a joking way, of course. And during sports class, we get to play badminton, and badminton is actually one of the few sports that I'm actually okay at, but yet nobody allowed me to play badminton unless I'm with Nick. September 28th, it's the aquatic meet. It's like sports day, but it's water, it's swimming, and damn, was it boring. It's so boring. Originally, I was one of the officials, one of the staff, so I could actually go down to the swimming platform instead of staying up there in the audience seats. But I forgot to bring my slippers, so I had to stay. I couldn't go down. I didn't want to go down barefoot either. So I had nowhere to sit beside Tyrus. You know, beside Tyrus. But beside Tyrus. That's better. And I can't talk to Tyrus. Tyrus fucking, you know. So I didn't talk. I was bored to death. I just sat there, not saying anything, not doing anything, not even sleeping for like 3 fucking hours. Scooby, this girl in our class, she came down and spoke to me a little bit and spoke to Tyrus the whole time. And I don't know why. I was just stuck in a loop of thoughts. I really wanted to go on stage and perform. Oh yeah, by the way, did I tell you this? One person in our class had an idea that we, as a whole, the entire 5A class, should go up onto stage and perform and dance and sing in the Christmas party day in our school. You know, it's a tradition. Usually before our Christmas break, we will hold a huge sing and dance talent show in a school hall in front of the entire school. And I thought to myself, if I follow the rest of my class and go upstage and sing and dance, I will be an idiotic background character who's not important and whatsoever. But I have an opportunity to form a band of my own and perform and jam out and rock and just destroy everyone's eardrums. You know what? I want to do that. Yeah, anyway. And then Matt showed up. Matt of maths class. Matt showed up and he's like, don't pretend to be good. You're either perverted on the outside or perverted on the inside. And if you're perverted in the inside, you're usually a rapist. And I'm like, what? And then Matt laughed at me, and then Tyrus was like, yeah, he's an idiot. And Tyrus laughed at me with Matt. And then during lunchtime, you know, Tyrus and AJ and Tom, they wanted to go to this said restaurant. And then I said, oh yeah, maybe I know where this restaurant is. And then Hans, Marty, and Leo was with me, and Hans was like, okay, you know what? Go to that restaurant. And I was like, I didn't know where it was. I know maybe I know where it is, but I'm not sure of it. But Hans insisted. And Marty threatened that if the restaurant wasn't actually there, he would snap me in half. Like I'm some trash. So at the end, I said, no. I'm not sure where it is. You know what? Go to another restaurant. And yeah, I didn't speak a lot, and I was really sad. After lunchtime, we returned to the swimming pool, and Tyrus went down. So Scooby was upstairs, and I was upstairs as well, so Scooby talked to me instead. Which is okay, it's less boring. After school, originally, I know I said this word for so many times, but originally, I and Natalie were supposed to go to Christopher's house to have fun. And then they changed their fucking minds. Natalie asked Leo where was he going, and Leo was about to play basketball with AJ, Tom, Marty, etc. And they all changed their minds. They were all going to play basketball. They were all going to play ball. And Tom was, you know, I was already out of the swimming pool, and Tom was about to go out, and AJ was with me, and AJ told me to get Tom, call him out. I didn't, because I know Tom hates me, and I know Tom wouldn't even spot me. So I didn't, and AJ was like, lame. And he's serious, he's not joking. So I was even more sad. And then basketball, fucking basketball. Natalie was there, Christopher was there, they were having a lot of fun, and I just sat beside them. I just sat beside the basketball court. I didn't even join in or anything, because I know if I join in, they will just laugh at me. I don't want people to laugh at me. So I just sat there, and they told me to get them drinks. Not with my own money, with their money, but, you know, get them drinks. So I'm basically serving them, and then I left abruptly because I couldn't stand anymore. And that's basically September. Pretty sad. Pretty saddening. Pretty depressing. I'm not depressed, but pretty depressing. And today is October 2nd, and what happened this morning is really weird. But yeah, I guess I'll leave that in another video.